The red fox lifted the trap and shoved its own tail inside, thinking that doing so would earn it a high-paying job from the hunter. However, the hunter told it that what they needed was a silver fox, and then he kicked the red fox aside. Seeing a can of paint on the ground, the red fox immediately came up with an idea. When the hunter returned, the fox had painted itself completely silver. What it didn't expect was that, in the hunter's eyes, it was no longer a fox, but an expensive fur coat. The fox didn't yet know its fate. It happily greeted the other foxes, and even though it was put in a cage, thinking the hunter was simply giving them accommodations. At that moment, a real silver fox couldn't hold back any longer, and told it the truth. In fact, they had all been tricked by the promise of a high salary. Humans brought them here, only to skin them and make money off their pelts. The red fox didn't believe it, thinking the silver fox was just trying to scare it away, so it could easily get the high-paying job. But it didn't argue, instead asking the silver fox how to escape. The silver fox pulled out a steel plate, and with one powerful bite, it turned it into a key. That night, when the alarm sounded, all the foxes rushed out of their cages, and the silver fox helped the red fox open its door. But soon after, the red fox suddenly slowed down, seeing the other foxes had already run far away. It turned around and dashed back to the cage, even throwing the key on the ground, thinking that now there was no competition. The job would finally be its. The next moment, it looked up and saw a huge fur processing sign hanging on the gate. Suddenly, it heard the sound of the hunter sharpening an axe. The red fox then realized that the silver fox had been telling the truth. It hurriedly searched for the key, but the key was left outside. Suddenly, the hunter, holding an axe, began to walk toward it. The fox quickly grabbed the key, opened the door, and escaped. The hunter immediately released the hounds to chase it. The red fox tried to weave through obstacles to shake them off, but failed every time. It wasn't until it jumped into the river that it finally got rid of the hounds. When it climbed onto the shore, the silver paint had completely washed off its body. Excited, it stopped and waited for the hounds, saying that it was a red fox, not a silver fox. But the hounds understood everything. They were simply very angry, because they had been tricked by it.